We ruffled some feathers with the last video, guys. Apparently, people didn't like us seeing through their deception. Once again, it is your man in the BLA to the C to the K all the way. It is your foreign national born natural. Let's get into it. Now that we've ruffled some feathers, let's see if we can blow them the off. So, this video, I don't know. I may, we'll just focus on the driver's license rationale breakdown, and I'll make another video on the second part I was going to do. It's going to combine them together, but let's just make it, separate. Let's keep it separate. You got to keep them separated. So, yeah, apparently we jazzed some people off with that, but it's a truth. Other people messaged me and they said they remember seeing a civics movie or a movie in general where it said the same thing. So the driver's license was initially created for chauffeurs. And then the states started saying that, hey, we have a market here. So let's offer to all businesses that we can control, our members, our businesses. Those businesses are persons, legal persons created between the business owner and the state of a for profit corporation. The government allowed, sanctioned, well, if you really go up the pipeline, if the United States is a corporation, now this is just me speaking out loud here, so education, entertainment, this is all just theory talk here. The United States is a corporation. Can they register themselves to themselves? And is that what they did? Or is it true that the United States is in fact a corporation on a piece of paper located in DC, which is not our property, but a member of our family? Because apparently, in the City of the Empire State book and the video that's out there on the internet, I even did a video on it. It says that at the time, the Queen of England or whoever owns England, whatever, blah, 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 the Vatican and the City of London were the co-owners of the District of Columbia. So if the United States is in the District of Columbia and it's a piece of paper and they are all co-owners of it, then probably the United States is registered to them, which is why they consider it to be okay. So then the United States corporation sanctioned the states, or how should we say this? The United States corporation sanctioned to be in existence by its three owners and then the ones above them. But so then they allowed for sub franchises to be created. And in that, they called them the state of Michigan, the state of Colorado, the state of California versus California state, Colorado state, Michigan state, which is the republic. So basically, they created businesses, mock versions of that which was already here, but they created a legal version, an entity. Those entities then created the driver's license. Okay. The federal government doesn't provide a driver's license, which means that if they did, it would be a right that everybody must have and can have just by asking, and there would be no fee. If the state ofs are doing it and they're under the UCC, which is commercial, Uniform Commercial Code, don't believe me, don't email me on it. Look it up. Ask your own Google or AI or Grok or whatever you're rocking with, or open a book. So if the state ofs, which are the corporate side of the state, offer a service and they're charging a fee, it's a privilege. So the driver's license is a privilege. It's not a right. Okay. So we established that. So that being the case, the driver's license, which we now know is really called a commercial driver's license because it has that capability. We know that on general commercial driver's license, they just refer to it as a driver's license. But how do we know it still has commercial capacity in it? Because they allow you to do things like Uber and DoorDash and delivery services and those commercial things that they regulate. Because, oh, yeah, they do regulate anywhere where you're dealing with multiple people in the public. So the driver's license is a commercial legal person. It's a privilege that they provide. It's not a right. Now, we know from reading numerous court cases that the law states that anywhere where the states or a government per se provides a service or a fee privilege that can be done without approval, we have the right to ignore the fee and the privilege and operate or conduct private business as we see fit. So if the government does not provide a driver's license of any sort, and the states are providing a driver's license as a privilege, it's commercial in nature, which then means you have the right, which has never been denied by any law or statute, to do it privately if it's just you doing you. Meaning you go from here to work, here to your girl, here to your guy, here to your other guy, here to your other girl, your dog's house, whatever you got going on, that's leisure. That's private. The moment you start jumping in your car and you're like, oh, I need a couple dollars, I'm going to do this DoorDash real quick, though. That's commercial. Don't believe me? Try telling the Department of Revenue that you're in your car without a license and you're doing deliveries. They're going to come in and knock on your door and have a nice little talkie talk with you. But they don't do that if you have a license. So they regulate public privileges in commerce. Just because you are not actually using it for DoorDash or Uber or deliveries or whatever else, or being a chauffeur, only means that while you're on the public side in public capacity, that card is built, the commercial ability for you to use it is mixed already in there. So you're on the public side, you have an ID for the public. That ID has built into it. No, no, we're not even going to say built into it. We're going to say that ID and license is commercial on the public side, but has the ability to be used while on the public side privately, not over the line here privately, over here, because there's a I never really wanted to get into this aspect of it with some of you guys because I just wanted you to learn the general areas first. But if you draw a line down the middle, and this is where we nationals exist, and state citizens and foreign nationals and non-residents, foreign registration, all that over here. Other countries, all that are considered private or foreign. So we all get lumped over here. Over here, there's being private, okay, and then there's being private, private. The first layer of private is you still using your straw man a little bit, but or it's still there, still active. maybe even a trust with your name on it. It's kind of, but you never registered it. It's private. Private. Okay, we'll call it the double private, or layer two, whatever you're gonna call it, of the private, is where you have complete anonymous CIA bug out. Property's private, bank accounts are private. You don't use your social, you don't use your name, all that stuff. Everything are hidden on UAs or whatever else you got going on. Trusts, blah blah blah, super private. Okay. Over here, your straw man, which is on the public side. Okay. But then as you go up farther, now this is where the people who own, like the board members who own, like the state of, there's board members who own the state of. They have a little room, they sit in the back, they watch some of my videos, send them to their legal department. Those people are on the public side. Some of them dabble over here, but we'll leave that alone. But they also then exist privately. That's why you don't know the names of who owns your county. What are those board members? Who owns the state of Pennsylvania or the state of Texas, state of North Carolina? Who's on that board? You don't know. So they're on the public side, but they're not run of the mill public. They're public, and then there's a private side on the public side. So there's a private, public, private, private. Got it? Good. So the driver's license is for anybody on the public side, regular public or private public. Let's take McDonald's, for instance. McDonald's, everybody thinks it's a public company. It is not. It is on the public side, but it's actually private. McDonald's is a private company, but they have public locations. Now you guys are starting to see the deeper layering of this. So when I tell you I have my own nation, my own government, I'm a private judge, attorney in fact, et cetera, it's after learning all these different layers to this game that they're playing. So can you mix lemon frosting, chocolate cake, and dog shit into one cake and then be like, well, that's purely cake? No, it's a mix. So they're trying to fool you when they say, "Oh, well, um, the driver's license, the regular one it's not really commercial." Bullshit. It is commercial. So that's why I get a kick out of the people in the a-holes um, in the comments section. And like one guy was like, "Well, that was just hard to watch." Then don't watch. Why are you here? See, either these are AIs or these are just, people with mental health issues, or they legitimately feel some type of way about this information, but I'm showing where the rubber meets the road. So laws and codes and definitions and the legal level of law versus armchair, beer belly, basement dwelling, slight mental issue, feelings guy. Oh no, I should just close the channel down because, you know, balding beer belly basement guy. That's gonna be my new term. Or the AI version of that feels some type of way about it. Look, I get it. You don't, some people don't like us unraveling the system. I get it. They've been watching me and bothering me since I was like 19 years old. This ain't nothing new. I've had agents from the different three-letter agencies contact me or contact people through and then leave their messages for me or email me. That's nothing new. If I was doing something illegal or criminal, they would have already knocked on my door 10 years ago or 20 years at this point in time. This is hell, they're learning from me, the good and the bad. They're learning what they're supposed to be doing out there because they have to do their job right. And then the cabal clandestine groups within some of these agencies are like, I don't like this fucker, but I like this fucker. And yeah, let's pull that website down. Let's change that code. Let's rearrange. It is what it is. So the same Martian mud monkey and just like some of these other gurus out there were like, um, no, no, motor vehicle means any vehicle. Hey, buddy boy, motor vehicle, when you buy a car, it says automobile on it. That thing has the ability to be used for commercial or public capacity. A motor vehicle, the word motor vehicle is something they own. It means commercial. That's why your vehicle, your normal car you're driving right now, has a D, which is something you should probably put in your mouth, in the front of the gear shift, or not the front, you know what I mean, or on the gear shift, because that means drive. Drive means commercial. So they built these cars basically saying, "Hey, we're building these for commercial capacity. These were commercially made." That's a commercial process. They have a commercial license to do what they're doing, so they're making commercial process products, but they give you the ability to utilize it privately, completely private. So once again, our line, you can use it for private on the public side. You can use it for public. You can use it private, or private, and then private. However, you want to use it. That's the scope, my friends. Mhm. Price is right. Non-resident registration, foreign registration. So let's see what Black's Law have on it. I don't think I did it on that, have I? I don't think so. Let's see what it says, if it says anything at all. May not. I usually don't pay attention to the bald basement beer belly bastards or the AIs. Like, come on, guys. I know you watch my videos. You're sending AIs after my comment section now. See, this is one of the reasons why I kept the comments off, but sometimes they're kind of hilarious. Like I can tell when it's an AI in the chat, guys. I went to school for electrical engineering, technology, and software development. Just throwing it out there. But I appreciate you guys. Tells me I'm doing something right. So let's see what we got here. Now remember, Black's Law Dictionary is primarily a commercial resource in the terminology, but it does have some non-commercial wording in there. But it is primarily a butt buddy with the UCC. Right. Moist. Because I know some people out there don't like that word. The Mother Hubbard clause. Most honorable. Motion. I like to sometimes just look around and read new words. Okay, so Motor Carrier Act, motor vehicle, C vehicle. Okay. The V is not very big of a, that's why I like it, section. Let's go, let's go. Come on, come on, come on. All right, vehicle, an instrument of transportation or conveyance. Ah, so here, Black's Law is saying it's an instrument of transportation or, it didn't say and conveyance. So they're saying here, just within the first definition, transportation is commerce. Con- Conveyance is private. Now, all it legitimately says is an instrument of transportation or conveyance, period. But conveyance denotes private use. Transportation is a commercial term to transport at the port. Ation, transportation, is a commercial word. Any conveyance used, now this is number two, in the transporting of passengers or things by land, water, or air. So now they're mixing it. It says any conveyance used, okay, in transporting. Now, the word transporting, and it says passengers. When you transport passengers, that then turns it commercial. So they're saying here, number two, it says it can be used for transportation, which is commercial, or conveyance, which is private. But two, any conveyance, so if it's so any conveyance, so now okay, so conveyance generally be over here. Okay, so private side. When used in transporting passengers, so now you're pulling it from here, you're going to this side. Okay, so it's a conveyance, so it's private on the public side. But now you're saying for passengers, but it doesn't say for profit. So you can transport people for no money over here on the public side. You can transport people over here on the private side for no money because it doesn't say for profit. However, if the state wanted to challenge you and you're doing things privately and they're like, well, we believe you are transporting on the private side for in general, they could come along and say the fact that you aren't arguing transporting, like, no, I'm just traveling in my private conveyance, these private persons, whether it's for your PMA or whatever else, then your private side. But the fact that either you use or they accuse you of using or transporting, that's their word, and it denotes that you're on the private side or the public side, excuse me, but the private corner on the public side, which would then mean that they could charge you a fee or force you to have a license because of the word use. Depending on your words and the action, it's either private or public. It's either private, or public, private. That's what's going on. So the next underneath it says motor vehicle. Okay. 1890, a wheeled conveyance that does not run on rails and is self-propelled, especially one powered by an internal combustion engine, a battery or fuel cell, or a combination of these. Okay. So a motor vehicle, a wheeled conveyance, okay, that does not run on rails, powered by. So they're basically stating here that a vehicle can also be a motor vehicle, which is what we've been saying. That vehicle can be used, if you pay attention to what they're saying here, they're saying that's a vehicle, but it goes vehicle and then the next definition, it says motor vehicle. So those can be construed depending on how they're used, if they're registered, what the event is, as a conveyance vehicle or a motor vehicle. So the vehicle, like we were stating, has two different capacities, just like a national or a citizen. U.S. citizens and nationals, both under 8 USC 1401, let's just say A, meaning like you have both capacities. So a vehicle has both capacities. So then it falls into how is it used? Is it registered? What, how it's used, registration, and the event. When they look at all of those things, which is why when we win in court, we're able to show it's being used privately, not publicly. I wasn't transporting anybody or any goods or services for profit, and it's not registered to you. So, ergo, it's on the private or private side, not subject to the jurisdiction of taxing, ticket, and tow, but still subject to the rules of the road. Good. That's basically it, guys. If I find any more goodies, I'll let you know. So now that we've ruffled some more feathers, we should probably gather them up and make a pillow out of it so we can sleep a little bit better at night. Oh, and I find if you take 3 drops of your enemy's tears and you put it in some lemonade, it's perfect. I'll talk to you guys later.